Hello Rat this is Jade Plays Games. Welcome to a H1Z1 video. Today I'm going to give you my top tips for H1Z1. The game has only been out a few days, but it's already got 1.5 million players playing it on PS4. Any of the chumps that said this wasn't going to be big, in your face. No, but seriously, I'm really enjoying it. It's fast-paced nature. I really like it. I think I prefer it without the building aspect of Fortnite, and it's much quicker than PUBG. So come with me as I give you the ultimate guide to starting off in H1Z1. Kicking off with basics, make sure you aim down. I was testing it out and you can see from me looking up I was going a lot slower. So always aim down as soon as you deploy and head for a car. Look for a location with a car. Even if there isn't a lot of buildings around, if it has a car picture on it, try and get to that quick. A car is going to be your #1 friend in early game H1Z1. You need your car to get to them airdrops. It's the most important, crucial aspect of the game. Yes, you can go around killing people with the guns you find on the floor, but if you really want to get further in the game, you really want to get the best gear and win some matches and get loads of kill streaks, you need to get to the airdrops that will start happening very soon. So always look at the minimap and find somewhere with a car. Don't worry about if it's built up, if it's got loads of buildings, houses, just look for somewhere that definitely has a car on the marker. Of course, be careful for other players landing as well. Make sure when you do land, you've got that car in your sights, and then just spend a couple minutes looting, getting a gun, getting a backpack, and maybe a helmet, and maybe an armor vest. They are your essentials. But once you've got a shotgun, once you've got some sort of mini, then you can just run ahead and get in your vehicle and get ready for them airdrops. The first person to them airdrops will always be able to get loads of loot, and you'll always come up tops against other players. So don't muck around looting endlessly for the same sort of loot or gear. Just hurry up and get yourself a car. There's 3 different types of transport in H1Z1. You've got the Jeep, you've got the police car, and you've got the quad bikes. Always obviously go for a Jeep or a police car. It's going to give you that little bit of added extra protection. But don't think you are immune in a car. It only takes one shot, as you can see here, and you can nail someone in the back of the head while they're driving. So once you've got your transport, once you've got your basics of a shotgun, a mini, maybe a helmet and a little bit of light armour, you can then seriously think about going for them drops like I said. Always follow that first plane sound. That plane sound is going to give you a heads up of where to go, and generally head towards the middle of the map. That's where you're going to find the loot. Now obviously once you get the first bit of loot, you can then think about strategizing and going to different parts of the map. But if you want to make sure you're going to be getting these loot drops first, always head towards the middle of the circle before them drops even start coming. So far there seems to be 3 different types of rarity of drop. You've got green drops, you've got purple drops, and then you've got legendary orange drops. You'll notice the drop colours change when it gets closer. So if you do see 2 or 3 close together and you happen to see what colour the line is when it gets a bit closer to the ground, obviously always go for the purple or the orange legendary ones. Now the orange legendary ones I think only appear more towards the end of the game. I haven't seen any in the initial stages. It's always been in the last few circles. But in these ones you can find like the LMG, really high powered items. But the green ones are still going to have loads of loot. You're going to get an increase in your backpack weight. You're going to be able to carry up to 4 guns normally. There's always some sort of backpack in there. There's always some sort of rifle and loads of med kits and more advanced armors. When you get close to the drops, if they've still got a container on, don't worry, you can still open it while it's in there. In fact, it's really useful to get there early. It gives you an element of quick cover. No one will be able to see you if you're opening it from the other side. Quickly just grab the box and there you go. You can click through the container to open it up. Obviously, when you're actually opening it, make sure you try and be crouched as best as you possibly can. Give yourself a smaller target to hit. You'll find things like the AR rifle, the AK-47, a combat shotgun, and usually a scout rifle. Now of course the purple or the rare drops are going to be more contested. You definitely got to have more players on. As you can see from there, someone's already taken it. When you see that flare go off in the sky, it means someone is there, so get ready to shoot them. Another top tip is don't worry about jumping out with your car. You do not take any full damage. It's a really good tactic to let your car run on and you jump out a bit early so that you can go and get the loot. And don't forget, you can blow up the cars. It's a really good tactic as well, particularly if you've seen other people fight like that. It's only going to take maybe 1 or 2 shots and you can blow it up and kill whoever's hiding behind that car. In the rare drops, you're going to find guns that are really high powered, particularly the CNQ-09, my favourite gun in the game, as well as a bunch of different sniper rifles, and the Marauder, another classic assault rifle. These guns are really OP. If you get hold of these or you've got a chance to get a purple rare drop, grab one as soon as you can. Like I said, later on in the game, when you get the legendary drops, you can get things like the LMG. It is OP, but I still prefer the Command & Conquer little SMG gun. That is definitely my favourite gun in the game. It depends on the situation as well. Obviously, if you're in close quarters, you're going to need something like an SMG, or maybe just a very simple, basic assault rifle to keep people at bay in a closed area. The shotgun is still king. Absolutely, shotguns will wreck anyone, even a basic one like the Riot shotgun. Honestly, shotguns just seem to be overpowered in most Battle Royale games at the moment. They definitely nerf them maybe, because this was silly and crazy that I didn't get killed taking out these two. That's how powerful and that's how good you can be with a shotgun. Just make sure you've got your aim going right and you've got one on you all times. Also, after you've been shot, make sure you've got no bleeding damage. You'll see teardrops of blood running on your little bar on the left hand side there. That means one of the guns has give you that bleeding damage. You have to bandage up quickly or it will carry on running low. This is something some people do miss out on in the midst of a firefight, so as soon as you can, get low and re-heal. The quicker you keep applying them first aid kits, the quicker your health will refill up. So don't stop at just one, keep doing 2 or 3, as many as you can. There is one type of loot drop as well that you'll find in the game. These are military crates. If you listen to that carefully, always make sure you've got the game volume. Not just to listen to that for the airplanes and when the gas is coming, but for this radio signal sound. You can hear it in the background. Follow it, look for it, and it will lead you to a military crate. Usually in these military crates so far, I've found mostly scout rifles, but you normally always get a military backpack, so that means you can carry a lot more. And there's always other bunch of ammo and health items as well. So you have different sights for different guns. They're already pre-attached. Like I said, you can't mix and match any of them, but they will help you a little bit in terms of distance, of course, varying on style. Also, crouching and going ADS does increase your crosshairs or makes them a little bit smaller, but what I've found is it's not that crucial. The hitboxes in H1Z1 at the moment aren't that great. If you just generally aim in the direction of someone, you're most likely to hit them. So don't be too precious about trying to get a headshot. Really just go for it and try and shoot them, and you'll be surprised how many kills you get from distance. At some point though, the ARs are very ineffective over distance. Unlike other games like PUBG and Fortnite where they've had problems balancing the ARs, H1Z1 seems to have it in hand. They really aren't that great over long distances. Yes, you can get lucky and have a one hit, and particularly the AK-47 is terrible over distance. So obviously just use sniper rifles and scout rifles if you've got them to hand over distance. Let's break down the armours. So the helmet that you first get, the red ones, are going to be around 30 protection. If you get shot once directly in the head, it will damage it and make it break, and that is it. You're going to need a new one. If you get spread damage from an AK maybe, or slight damage from a shotgun, then that will reduce it a little bit. So quickly get yourself a brand new helmet. The military ones go up to 50. But with the higher powered guns like the purple rare ones, it's still one shot to the head can damage and take off your helmet. So it's not that much of an increase with it. Of course, it's still worth grabbing a tactical helmet as soon as you can, and it will give you that extra protection against any sort of green or common weapons, but don't expect it to save your bacon too much. Armour chest pieces are pretty much the same. The basic one that you can find on the ground is only going to give you 50, and the more advanced tactical armour will give you 75, but you only find them in loot drops. The same goes for the tactical helmets. You're only going to ever find them in loot drops. There's many changes from the PC version, including the fact you can't craft your own first aid kits or bandages. You've got to find them on the ground. Now, a bandage is going to heal you around 10 HP in about 2 seconds, and then you've got the HP medkits. They're going to heal you up to 60 HP, but it takes a minute to get there, and it takes at least 4 seconds to apply. You can stack healing items. You'll notice a quick increase when you use more than one of them, so go ahead if you've got bundles of them. Otherwise, if you've got the time and you've only got a few bandages or a few first aid kits, you may want to only use it and hide for a minute until it gets full health. When you land, the circle is already starting to close in. You've only got a minute to get your loot and find that vehicle. After that, you've then got another minute to get to the next circle. It is very much quicker, so that's why it's so important you get that car. As you progress though, the circle does start doing more damage, so really try and stay ahead of it. My top tip is when you get to the last few circles, really patrol the outsides of them. You'll still find players and trackers coming through, and you may be able to pick them off as they do that, and it means that you get to keep scope of what's going on. Don't always just head to the middle. It means that everyone's going to be coming in on you, whereas if you're going around a circle, you've got more of a chance at picking off players. Just like this guy done to me playing a game earlier today. If you are rushing for a circle or you're trying to get to a loot drop, don't forget to use your boost. Press the L1 button and it'll give you a boost, even in water. Don't worry, there is no water deep enough that stops your car from working. Not that I've found so far. I do believe on the PC version there is some big water that can make your car immobile, but I've yet to find it on the PS4 version. The map is much smaller compared to the PC version, but I quite like that, and that's why it gives you random drops rather than allowing you to choose where you want to go. Unlike PUBG, where people generally get out of their vehicles towards the last few circles so they don't want to alert people when they're coming, vehicles are super useful. Keep them as long as possible. Do not leave a vehicle if you can help it. You will need it all the way to the very last circle. Honestly, you may even win a match just by being in the circle and driving around that last few seconds. There are a lot more players in that final circle than there are in other Battle Royale games so far that I've noticed. So it really is a case of either making sure you've got the top armour or you've got a vehicle that you can run around in to the last second. Of course, you can pussy out and hide in a building. In fact, towards the last circles, if there's a big bunch of buildings, that's your best bet if you want to get loads of kills and try and make it to the top 5 players. This is what I did here. It was just a pretty decent spot. I moved around though. I didn't just wait outside the building at the very beginning. And then as the circle got closer, as we got down to the final people, I did decide that the circle was coming on me. Maybe I should retreat and get back inside. Now, as you progress through the game, of course, you're going to get XP, and this XP you can use in terms of getting silver skulls. The silver skulls allow you to purchase items, but you're going to need to grind a lot. You do get 100 XP for every single kill, and 50 XP for a 5 kill streak. On top of that, I would really say focus on kills over wins, particularly if you really want to grind out and get any of the items in the DLC. Obviously, you want to win a match, but for me, a good match is when I get lots of kills, and this match, I got a bunch of them. I was really super happy. There is no shame in hiding in buildings. Like I said earlier, just be a pussy and hide it out when you get to the last 15. I'm pretty lucky here though that my ambush worked out so well. He just had a really bad aim because he couldn't shoot me for toffee. I'm really enjoying H1Z1. I really like the fact that everything is just quickly shortcutted press buttons. No going into infantry, no sorting out any armour or anything like that. You just equip something that's better, job done. There's lots of loot, there's always a feeling that you can get hold of a gun. It's rarely do I drop anywhere where it hasn't happened. And even in cars, people can get shot and you can take them out. So it's not always a case of just running around after people chasing them. It is a really different game from PUBG, and it's definitely a different game from Fortnite. Explosions and stuff like that still need a little bit of work. I did feel like half the time when I was chucking a grenade or a Molotov, I wasn't really going to be aiming or doing too much damage with it. And likewise, the crossbow explosiveness on them isn't that great. Every time I've gone to aim one, I've done maybe a little bit of fire damage, but I've yet to take someone out yet, just firing directly. Other than that, it is just such a good, fun game. I am just really enjoying it. It is a little bit bland, the environments are a little bit bare bones, and it definitely feels like more of an arcadey version of PUBG, but I don't mind that. I really just like running around, and it feels like you've always got action away. You still feel like you've got time to get loot most of the time, and you can get some sweet kills whether you're using sniper rifles, shotguns or ARs. As of this recording, I've only played 10 matches on the PlayStation 4, but I've played a little bit on the PC, and I've yet to win one. But I'm just really happy that I'm getting lots of kills, and I definitely feel like I'm getting better. I'm placing higher up as well. Aim is obviously to win a match, and I reckon I'll be doing it very soon. Once I've got more time in it, and once I feel like I'm confident enough and I can actually show you winning gameplay, I'll be doing more detailed guides, more advanced options and tactics, and I'll be going over some of the best guns in the game, what ones are really the best. But straight away, my favourite is definitely the C&Q09. Get one of them and you can absolutely wreck things. I am Jade Plays Games. If you've liked this tips and guide, make sure you've got notifications turned on. Make sure you've liked this video and check me out for my H1Z1 live streams. And I'll see you ratbags for another one very soon.